Next up, we have Olivier Toul with EyeSee.
Does this work? Yeah. I think PowerPoint presentation is not working. Okay. Okay, hi. I'm Olivier Thiel, CEO and founder of EyeSee. What we want to do is we make neuro insights accessible, fast, cost-effective, globally scalable, and we go beyond. We founded about 2.5 years ago. We have base in America and as well in Europe. We are meanwhile at more than 17 employees, and we've done projects for more than 40 brands. What I want to discuss today is how did we started, secondly, where are we now, and thirdly, where are we going to. It all starts with, in 2013, with a simple question: in which ad would you spend $1 million? A, B. Who prefers A? Please raise your hand. Anybody prefers B? Well, if you ask that to marketing directors, about half people choose A, the other half choose B. What we do in EyeSee is we show ads, websites, TV commercials, and so forth to people, and track their eyes to know what they have seen and haven't seen. So in both ads, the key message is quite a lot of seen, indicated by area number 1, but what's the real issue in advertisement B? Almost nobody looks at the brand and product, indicated by area number 2. And if people don't look at the brand and products, they don't understand yet, and basically you're wasting your money. Now, eye tracking as such is not new, but it's time-consuming and costs quite a lot of money. On the one hand, you need hardware, which costs quite a lot of money, but the real issue is to organize central location tests. And what we've done in EyeSee is we've developed an online platform in which you are able to upload ads, websites, TV commercials, and so forth. We send them to people at home and track their eyes with their own laptop and webcam. But we go further. Even from the start, we implement, thanks to this, we can do it 3 times faster against cost price that's 3 times lower, and it's as well globally scalable. But we actually go further. Next to eye tracking, we do as well face coding, which measures emotions through facial expressions. And that's very interesting for usability research, but as well for TV commercials. For instance, over here in this TV commercial of P&G, which displays multiple brands, we know which brands will be seen, which brands won't be seen. So Pantene, IIeX, and as well Head and Shoulders is seen by more than 70%, while the other brands are barely seen. Now, what's really powerful if you can combine it with emotional coding, because what you want to have is you want to have high visibility and high engaging scene to actually maximize brand impact. And you see over here is that you don't have a fit between high visibility and high emotional engagement. Basically, that was our first year. In the second year, we mainly focused on building interactive elements for our panel. So we started off with clicking to go to next stimuli. We had as well timeouts and so forth. But when it got really interesting, when we built our component for dynamic website testing. At the moment, we are one of the only companies in the world that's able to test dynamic websites on a large quantitative scale. Next to that, we can have as well overlays, redirects, and so forth on it. And 3 or 4 months ago, we started as well with building our own interactive shelf tool and so forth, where I will come back later on. Now, combining eye tracking and face coding is pretty cool, but if you can combine it with the interactive elements that we've developed, it's even more amazing, because we can go to online experience centers. We've built one of the most advanced remote usability platforms. So on the one hand, we can do the eye tracking, face coding, but we can do as well think aloud protocol and so forth, all on dynamic websites, all on a quantitative basis. We can do as well cross-channel advertising testing. And what's really interesting now is the interactive videos. Will people see the interactivity or not? Does it evoke more emotions or not, etc. And thirdly, is we can do as well eye tracking, face coding for in-store insights, but we've developed as well chip games, volumetric games, and so forth. And where I'm really excited about is our interactive shelf tool, because it's so simple. So you show just the store, we expose 10 shelves to it. It's pretty accurate picture, and people just can click on the products that they want to buy and indicate which quantity that they want to have. What I really like about it is we can do it very fast against low cost price. In our pilot project, we tested more than 60 shelves in 3 different countries in 3 weeks' time from commission to results. Okay. That was the last slide.
So the reason that we do the 5 minutes is to make sure that everyone has the same playing field. So we've got 5 minutes of Q&A from our judges.
Do eye tracking can you do it on a mobile device?
No, but we can do the facial coding on mobile device.
Can you tell me what's different about you guys compared to Crowd Emotion or Realize?
Well, we can do as well the eye tracking. And next to that, the platform is much more flexible. So we can know where people are looking at and what they are feeling at the same time. And I think Realize is mainly focused on TV commercials, while we can do it as well easily with interactive shelves, with dynamic websites, and so forth.
With your target, who are you targeting? What is your main, if in an ideal world, what company would you love to partner with? The end clients that we work most with are retailers and FMCG. But 70% of that's indirect. So we've done things for P&G, Unilever, Mondelez.
I'd like to go a little deeper on the previous question about on the mobile device.
Yeah.
So when you see the trends that we're hearing, like from this morning, more and more people having less and less time and going into that more mobility, how are you going to solve for that eventually? Do you have plans for that?
Well, at the moment, we are expanding our platform to mobile devices. So except for the eye tracking, we will have the face coding to know which feelings people have. We will have as well navigation tracking, completion rates. We do as well the think alouds. Using the think aloud, we can measure as well emotions.
How are you measuring the emotion? Is it self-selected on the questionnaire emotion, or?
No, it's via
through the
facial
coding?
coding, so we track the facial expressions.
Can you talk a bit about your onboarding experience? Having played with some facial coding technologies, it seems like it's pretty easy to kind of fall out of sync, and the experience of kind of getting synced is. Can you talk a little bit about just how the participant in the exercise gets onboarded? How long does that take?
Yeah. We do typically 2 exercises that lasts for 2 minutes, so that could be go to that website and try to buy a certain product. And then in the second exercise, we can show TV commercials, in which we put the client stimuli randomly in those 5 TV commercials that we show. A lot of respondents react very positive because we don't really ask. At the end, you have a questionnaire of 5 minutes, 5 questions, but respondents are don't like to fill out 2 pages of surveys. With IC, they don't need to do it, so we just track their emotions in their gaze direction.
Can you talk about your qualifications around measuring emotion? Because it's a pretty crowded field with a lot of companies doing a lot of advanced activity, including companies that Andrew had mentioned, and one in particular that we've invested in called Affectiva. So I'd be curious to understand your qualifications around facial
those companies such as Affectiva, Realize, and so forth, they focus more on facial coding. We're going more and more into other methodologies as well. So we do the combination of eye tracking with face coding. Then we will do as well the chip games. And sometimes those technologies are self-developed. Sometimes they are not developed by themselves, by ours, and we just plug them in our platform. The real value is in the combination of technologies, not in the one technology as such.
Are you aware of other companies combining eye tracking and facial coding?
Not at the moment. That's that's a real honest question, honest answer that I can give. But we have the face coding and emotion and eye tracking already for 1 year, but we are much further in meanwhile with those interactive features. So I'm not really worried.
You know, we've got 15 seconds if you can make it real quick.
It's a business model?
Per project base at the moment, so personally, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.